Welcome to the Brandon Show. I'm your host, Brandon Coleman Jr., and today I want to welcome you to our St. Patrick's Day special. In today's episode, we are coming to you from one of Ireland's most popular tourist destinations, a special place called Molly Gallivan's, located in the southern part of Ireland between Cork and Kenmare. You see, I have made several trips to Ireland, tracing our Coleman family roots to an English farm not far from here, where my great lived in a small room in the barn. I want you to enjoy learning about this special place that became famous because of an incredible woman, an entrepreneur who had lost her husband and had 7 children. And the only way she could find a living was to be creative and develop Irish moonshine, which ultimately fed her family of 7 for many years. Today, you will meet her direct descendant and owner of Molly Gallivan's, Steve O'Sullivan, who knows more than a thing or two about being brand on. And before we begin, make sure you find this episode on video as well, because it is a really cool Irish setting that we filmed in front of. I'm Brandon Coleman, and I'm in Ireland. Traveling the countryside, not in search of business, but on vacation, or as they call it in Ireland, holiday, until I came across a business that is so brand on that I had to know the history and what makes it tick today. This is Molly Gallivan's, and I want you to meet Steve. Steve, welcome to the Brandon Show.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am so honored to have met you today. I was not expecting to do business. Yeah. But here I came across an amazing entrepreneur who is distantly related to a great entrepreneuress, Molly Gallivan. Tell us about Molly.
Yeah, Molly was my great grandaunt. Yeah, and she lived here before, during, and after the Great Famine of the 1840s. And she lived here with her husband Patrick, and they had 7 children. And while the children, her children were still young, her husband passed away. So Molly had to come up with some way, some means to support her family. Her husband was into the trade of poteen making, so she continued that trade and opened her Shebeen. And a Shebeen is an illegal drinking house, illegal distillery. Yeah, and she became famous for making her own whiskey. We call that poteen. It's the original Irish whiskey made from potato. So today, now our family have her cottage and her farm preserved for people to come and visit and get an experience of what it was like to live in rural Ireland back at that time.
Well, Steve, I heard that Molly's whiskey was called Molly's Mountain Dew.
Molly's Mountain Dew. That was the local name for the whiskey.
She should have registered that brand a long time ago.
Yeah. She should have patented it.
Yeah, absolutely. No. So Molly's got great history, 200 years, and here in the south side of Ireland, in the middle of nowhere. And you and Frances, your wife, decide to come back and own that brand and wrap your arms around it. What made you make that decision?
Well, back in 1997, the last one of Molly's direct descendants, Jeremiah Gallivan, passed away. Jeremiah Gallivan lived here until that time and never upgraded the cottage or farm, just worked and lived in the same traditional fashion as his ancestors. Yeah. 2 years after his death, his one remaining sister sold off the cottages and farm. Jeremiah had no children, his sister had no children, so there was no one for the property. And at that time, there was a developer buying this property, and he wanted to knock the cottage and build 2 modern holiday homes here.
Oh no, how horrible.
So initially we just bought it to save it and to protect it, really, because these houses are, as you know from driving around Ireland, very rare.
Very rare.
Very few of them left.
So a couple hundred years old plus, and you just bought it to save it. How long did you sit on it before you turned it into something?
We 4 years. My wife worked in the local hospital. I was a plumbing contractor back then.
You were a plumbing contractor,
Yeah.
and your wife was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Well, who was the marketing genius that said, let's wrap our arms around this brand?
We knew we were on the West Cork South Kerry tourist route, which is a very busy tourist route. So we knew from when we were, renovating and whatever, people were stopping and taking pictures and whatever, and it was fairly obvious that it would, if we
So
had
back when they built the pass between these two Irish towns, there was finally a way for tourists to get from one place to the next. Going over into Kinmare.
Yeah, the pass was built in the 1830s.
1830s.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it became famous by the visit of Queen Victoria in the 1860s.
Did Queen Victoria come through here?
Come through here, yeah. And so it became a popular tourist route for rich English tourists coming in here at the time to holiday.
Wow.
The gentry. And they'd be taken to and from both destinations over the mountain passes from West Cork down into Killarney and back again on horse and coach.
So they knew that the well-to-do English, the gentries and the lords, they were coming down this path.
Yes.
To visit the beautiful parts of Ireland after they had ransacked it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And so Molly seized on that opportunity as well, and she set up her own cottage industry here, doing her knitting and her spinning and her Arden sweaters, which became famous, and selling them off to the passing tourists during the summer.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Who had the idea to make it into what it is today? Which you still use the brand Molly Gallivan, which is so smart. Yeah. Who had that idea and said, let's make it a business? You or Francis?
Oh, I think it was a combination.
A combination. Team effort.
Team effort.
Okay. So what was the first thing you did?
Yeah, the first thing we did was really we preserve the cottage and the farm. Yeah, any broken down walls, whatever. We had to repair the thatched roof, and so it was maybe a year, 18 months of
preparation. And did you do a lot of the work yourself?
I did. I sold off my plumbing business, and then that money went into preserving.
And you knew how to repair thatch roofs. We're sitting in a thatch roof room. Yeah. Where Molly distilled, and it is amazing, the comfort, the warmth. And you knew how to repair a thatch roof?
No, I wouldn't know how to repair a thatch roof. But obviously we got in local guys. Yeah.
Thatch roof people.
Yeah.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Very good, very good. And what made you turn it into a store? You've got woolen, and you've got leathers, and you've got goods and Irish music. And
well, we wanted to bring it back to Molly's day. Yeah. We want to bring it back to how. So today, people that visit here, they come here for the experience of visiting the cottage and the traditional farm. All the animals are on there, all the old farm machinery and all is on there, and then there's also a very unique Neolithic stone row from the Stone Age. It was the ancient sun calendar and ritual site going back roughly 5,000 years ago.
So you wanted to honor the legacy.
Yeah, and we wanted to showcase this history. Yeah.
So when you make decisions on how to merchandise, how to bring things into your store, how do you determine if they're authentic and they're original and they fit in with the Molly Gallivan brand?
Yeah, the whole probably idea, as well as preserving the cottage and farm, was to recreate Molly's cottage industry, as if it were. Yeah.
Molly's cottage industry.
Yeah. So
very good.
Local ladies came together and they re-knitted Molly's pattern of sweater. Yeah, that was one of the first, and then. We tried to support all local crafts in the area, and
you built a local base so that people would trust and support you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good.
So they
supply
the crafts here, the local crafts here, and we sell them off, and the local craftspeople are making money. We are making some money, and it helps to keep the whole centre open.
You built a base in the center Everybody's making enough money to stay open, but you're not making enough money to thrive. And now you thrive. Now you're doing very well. What was the first marketing move you made to get your brand out to tourists and to others? How did you get your word out?
Well, we got our word out through mainly through Fall to Ireland, who are the tourism organisation. At the start, we were very lucky to have Samantha Brown. If you've
the travel channel.
Travel channel visit here.
Very nice.
She done a program which was aired in the States for many years, I believe.
Wow. When did she? What do you remember? What year she shot that?
Oh, let me say 2005, 2006.
Wow, 20 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And that one piece of media drove a lot of business your way.
A lot of business our way.
Isn't that great?
A lot of business.
That's fantastic. And then came the internet about the same time, 2000-ish.
Yeah, absolutely.
And tell me about your trek with that and social media. How has that been for a farmer in Southern Ireland?
Yeah, well, we've our website, of course, mollygallivans.com, and my daughter, who's involved, or my daughters who are involved in the little enterprise, that they are good at the social media side of it. Yeah, I'd be basically hands-on working all the time, and And
we looked at your website.
Yeah.
We looked at your website, mollygallivans.com, and it is fantastic. Yeah. You've done a great job, and it is part of your culture. And one of the things my wife and I noticed about pulling up to the place, obviously the look. You just go, wow, what a cool Irish brand, because that's what Ireland's known for: the stone cottages, the thatch roof, the fireplaces. All those warm things, the woolen sweaters, and you think we can find that all over Ireland, and we have found it in different spots of Ireland, but here it is genuine, and here it is authentic. And then we thought, well, we'll walk in and it won't be the same, but we walked in and it was the same. Every room, every person, every touch, the tea room, the scones, the way you welcome people. There's something in your heart that makes you genuine and authentic in the way that you greet and treat your customers.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we'd be like every day is a new day. Every day is near enough a new customer. Yeah, and well, of course we do have repeats and that, but so it's a lovely way to live. Meeting.
I hate to interrupt you, but that is great wisdom.
Yeah.
Every day is a new customer. You don't take your business for granted.
No, we'd never take our business for granted. You have to, with any business, you have to work every day, and there's no such thing as sitting back and saying this is working and we'll relax. When you're in business, you're in business. You're either in business or you're out of business.
That's right. And like they say, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression.
No, you don't get it. Yeah, absolutely.
But you delivered all the way through. I mean, we walked through your store. You didn't know us. You didn't know anything about me. We walked through, and I mean, within 5 minutes, I'm like, hey, I don't want to buy something here. I want to buy the whole business. It just felt so good. I wanted to be a part of it. You've really created something special.
Thank you.
And your wife is amazing, and your team members. How do you keep their spirit? They're just as passionate as you are. How do you keep those employees excited?
Well, we've mainly, it's a family-run business. Our daughters are here. My sister, my neighbour, works here, and they are passionate about it because they like to see, the Molly Gallivan brand alive and well. And again, it's the people that visit here, and they like the whole atmosphere, and it flows over, from customer to us, and vice versa.
Very much. That's the customer journey. The customer experience is fabulous, and you include everything from hiking trails, which give you some of the most breathtaking views in the world, hiking trails and places to sit and warm up and have a drink. And he was telling us, I asked him, how do you extend the brand of Molly Gallivan beyond this location, because we're very fortunate to be able to visit here, and not everyone gets to come to Ireland, whether it's budget or whether it's time. How can you experience that Molly Gallivan brand without actually coming here to Ireland?
You can experience by way of our website. We have an online website that you can browse through. We have an online shop, but I'd always encourage people to just email us, and we do a virtual tour on WhatsApp.
So somebody gets in contact with you and you'll do a WhatsApp virtual tour and bring them here to Ireland. You'll cross the Atlantic and say, come on, everybody from the United States, come see this Molly Gallivan brand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I want entrepreneurs to learn the kind of commitment, dedication, the one day at a time, every day's a new day, every customer's a new customer attitude that you have. I want them to meet you.
Yeah, thank you. We also, our audio visual, which you have seen, when people come here to do a self-guided tour, they start off with a little 10-minute.
So a history film.
Yeah, a little history film, and that's on you can look it up on YouTube. Yeah.
So the history film's available on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Wow, and we will, and on our episode, we'll tag all that so people can find it.
Just Google Molly Gallivan's on YouTube, and the film will come up. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
And when people come here, as I said, they can do a self-guided tour. We also do guided tours around the farm, and we do the cutting of the peat with them. Francis does the soda bread baking, the butter making. We do the poaching.
So you bring the experience to life.
Bring the experience to life, yeah, absolutely.
But it is all centered around one thing, and that one thing is Molly Gallivan. Yeah. That's the brand, and it's a brand of warmth, love, caring, good whiskey. That never hurts, and people. Have you ever had I can't imagine, but have you ever had an angry customer? All of us have one. Or 10 or 20. Have you had any? Because you can't please everyone.
You can't please everyone. It's funny you mentioned that, because 2 days ago I had a lady ring me that she bought some goods in our shop, and she thought we were shipping for her. Yeah, she had it in her mind that we were shipping, that she booked to ship the goods, and of course I didn't know, but I went back on the cameras and I could see where she did ask about shipping. We probably waited, gave her the price, and she decided to take the goods, with her, and so I got back onto her, and I could see on the camera that she took the goods with her.
Oh, and she's trying to get some free ones.
No. The lady was genuine. The lady was honestly genuine. She thought that
she just forgot that she took the goods with her.
Forgot. I had to go back. I gave about 2 hours, two or 3 hours, looking at cameras and whatever, trying to figure out these people. And I asked her to send an image. Anyway, to make a long story short, as we'd say in Ireland, she had taken them with them and left it on the bus. Yeah. And we
did you find it on the bus for her?
We got onto the bus driver, and he said, "Oh yeah, that package was left on the bus."
What a great story! So you took the time and said, "Look, lady, I got camera. You took it out with you. Have a nice day." You went, got in touch with the bus company, talked to the bus driver, found the goods, and I guess got them to her.
Yeah. Well, that's in progress.
That's in progress.
As we speak.
What a great story about your brand.
Yeah. But if I had ignored that lady, or whatever, and I told her, she wouldn't be happy, So it's very important that every customer, you try 100% that they'd be happy.
Brand perfection. It's hard. It takes work to strive for perfection. To be totally brand on, to be brand on acclaimed, what we call where you're over and above searching that perfection. So you don't have a customer go up, because as we know, happy customers will tell a few people. Unhappy customers will tell a lot of people. And you want to make sure that lady had the trust and the commitment from Molly Gallivan's.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Very good. Well, you did that, my friend. If you had to say there's one thing, when you think about brand and you think about a customer journey, what is the most important thing? If you could just have one thing, what's most important to you and your brand?
Oh, again, customer satisfaction. Yeah.
The customer satisfaction, that journey.
Yeah.
That experience.
Yeah. And that experience, and that people will go and spread the word, be it on TripAdvisor. We're very lucky to be, I think, in the top 5 experiences in County Kerry here on TripAdvisor.
Wow, very good.
And
an awarded business.
Yeah. And,
honored.
So it's all about customers, and keeping them happy, and when they come here, that they have a good experience, and that they leave with a lighter heart.
A light of heart. And a light of heart we have. And Steve's business does one of the things we preach in Brand On, and that is operate from a place of gratitude. That every piece of business is to be grateful for. And when you operate that way, you can build quite a thriving business, as Steve and his wife Frances have done here at Molly's. Now, I have one more thing that I know you're known for, and we've come in and interrupted your day and stayed so long that we burnt the fire out. So the last thing that you have in your brand is this Molly Gallivan's, this Mountain Dew. And I've not done this on camera, but this will be my first. I'm going to get a sip of history. Wow. Steve, thank you for your time today.
Yeah.
A great brand. What a great whiskey, and what a great story. And you guys are definitely Brand On, and we appreciate you.
Cheers.
You bet. Finish it up. Thanks, and that's it from Ireland.
We hope you enjoyed the Brand On Show. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or your favorite podcast streaming platform. For more information about Brandon and the hidden power of brand alignment in business and life, pick up his book, Brand On, available at your favorite bookstore or on Amazon. To engage with Brandon directly, visit BrandonColemanJr.com. You can also find links to his website and social media channels in today's show notes. Until next time, keep the faith and turn your brand on.